Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, we are going to look at how to set up a multi-node cluster using Minikube. So in our previous video, we set up a Kubernetes cluster using Minikube. So you can use Minikube status to do a checkup of it. You can see that it's currently running. So to create a multi-node cluster, well, first off, kubectl get nodes. You see only one node. Now Minikube comes originally with a single node, and that node is a control plane. It has to be control plane so that you can do everything on it, right? Now we don't want a situation whereby we will mess with the control plane, because normally in a Kubernetes cluster, a lot of the applications run on the worker nodes and they use the control plane as a master. So what I'm going to do for this tutorial is to add a worker node to our Kubernetes cluster. I mean, you can add 2, 3, or 4, but I just want to add one worker node to our cluster just to check and see. To do that, I'm going to use the command minikube start, and then I'll specify nodes and the number of nodes in total that I want. So I want 2 nodes in total. This is 1. And so the Kubernetes cluster will automatically add 1 more to make it 2. P, and then the cluster name, let's call it multi-node Kubernetes. And then press enter. It will take some time, so I'll pause it and then we'll continue when it's done. Okay, it's done. I'm gonna clear the screen. And then I'll run kubectl get nodes. Okay, so you can clearly see this is our control plane. Yes, the name will be replaced by the name that we gave our cluster. Okay. And now this second node is our worker node that we just added. And you can see we have 2 nodes at the moment. Because this is a worker node, this you can clearly see is a control plane node. So I need to label this node as worker. To do that, I'm going to use kubectl label node. And then the node that I'm labeling is multi-node M02, and then I'll add the command node role.kubernetes.io/worker equals worker. This is going to take this Kubernetes node and label it as worker. Currently it's none. Okay, so let's run this command and see. Okay, so our node is being labeled. So when I run get nodes one more time, you see that now it's a worker node. That's just a way to distinguish between the 2 nodes. We have a Minikube cluster with multi-node, currently 2 nodes, and you can add more if you want to, or we could have added multiple nodes if you wanted to from the beginning, depending on how powerful your computer or your server is. If you have a laptop or a computer with 8 cores and 32 gig RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, you can add as many nodes as you want to. But keep in mind that, take for instance, you set it up using T2 micro, or let's say T2 medium in AWS, you can't add too many nodes to your cluster, okay? Because eventually the CPUs and the memory will be less for a complicated Kubernetes cluster. Or I'm gonna run a simple application, Redis, and I'll make sure that the worker node takes that Redis application and runs it. So to do that, I'm gonna create a YAML file, VI, I'll call it redis.yaml. And inside this, I'll paste this code. This is a deployment of Redis. I'm calling the deployment Redis deploy. This is the application. I'm gonna run only 2 replicas. So what this is going to do is it will pull Redis image, and the image I'm using currently is 7.09. It will pull this from Docker Hub, and then the Redis container is going to use this port, and you can see node selector. Node selector is where we specify the node that should run this job. And so we are using the one with the ones with the role worker. Currently, we only have 1 node with the role worker. If you have multiple, then one of them will pick up the job. So save and exit this. And so if I run kubectl apply -f, and I'm gonna run redis.yaml, see that deploy is created. let's check the pods. kubectl get pods, and you can see Redis deploy is already running. It's currently pending. It takes it some time to get up and running. Once it's ready, you see this will change to 1 out of 1, and this will show us running. You can also run the kubectl get all command, and this will show us all deployments, pods, services, replica sets, all of them. If you have any available, it will show all of them to you. And then I'm gonna get rid of that deployment I just did. kubectl delete get deployment. This is the name that I used for deploying. kubectl delete deployment. This is our deployment name. Press enter, and that should delete it. So when I do kubectl get deployments, there's no more deployments there. Still have 2 nodes. If you want to delete this node back, what you're gonna do is kubectl delete nodes, and then you give it the node name, and then you press enter. That's how you're gonna delete the nodes that you just attached. All right. Thank you for joining me in this video. Please like this video, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I will stop the Minikube instance. So Minikube stop. And this should stop our instance. If you want to delete it, Minikube delete will delete the entire Kubernetes cluster that you just created. Okay. Thanks for joining me on this video, and I'll see you on the next one.